Alrighty, how's everybody doing? I see that we're all here to talk about the Zairiza Raptor a little bit. Great avatar. It's showing his age a little bit, but it is a dinosaur, quite literally. It is a raptor. Uh, but, he doesn't have any clothing at all. And I know that people want to use this avatar, but there's no accessories for him. So I have taken it upon myself to go ahead and build some for him. It consists of a pair of arm warmers, leg warmers, a thong, and a tail warmer because it's an appendage. If your arms are getting cold, your tail's probably getting cold too. So might as well warm it up too, right? But anyway, there's a few requirements for this project. However you got the install files for this project, thank you for purchasing them. I know they're on Gumroad right now. They may be coming to other platforms later for reasons, but yeah, we're gonna get started. A few things you need to have in order to make this project work really well is that you need to have your Raptor set up in Unity 2022.3.22. And you must be using, let's pull up the Creator Companion here to make it easy on myself. You must be using VRChat SDK 3.6.1 or newer. That is one of the requirements because it uses a very specific set of animations that only this one has, or newer. You can try using the older one, but you might have to do a manual install. I'll let you advanced users figure that one out. The other requirement for this project will be VRC Fury 1.979 or newer, and Poyomi Shader 9.0.57 or newer. Niceties to have for this project to work well will be the AV3 emulator, and AV3 emulator 3.44 or newer. Get whatever's newest, tends to work fine. And the gesture manager 3.9.1 or newer, whatever's newest. Those tend to work just fine. Once you've got your Raptor all set up and ready to go, and you've got your custom materials and your paint job all ready to go on your dyno, then we're ready to start working with the AfterDark assets. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? All right. So when you download your files from Gumroad or various other places, coming soon, TM, you will get this Raptor AfterDark folder file. This is the Unity package. Once you have your dyno all painted up and proper, you want to drag and drop this Unity package into your assets folder. And drop it in there. I'm not going to do it because it's already installed in this project. It'll ask you to make sure that you want to import these. Go ahead and do so. It will create a new folder called AfterDark. And at that point, you're ready to start applying the clothing. So, super easy method for installing this is going to be using VRC Fury. Keep in mind that the FBX was developed on the skeleton for the Safe for Work model. However, it will apply using VRC Fury to any of the 4 base models that are available. We're going to be working with the Vor body because it's still safe for work. Thanks, YouTube. But it has a different bone structure than the Raptor body does. So we're going to use that one for now. So super simple install. We're going to go ahead and do it. It goes really super fast. Once you have your Raptor up and ready to go, down here in this folder, the AfterDark folder, you'll see this one that says prefab. We're going to drag and drop that onto the Raptor body. Any of the 4 bodies work. And you can see it pops into scene. Everything is visible and viewable. It's ready to go as is. Now you could go ahead and just fire it into VRChat right now if you want to. But if you want to do some customizations, let's take a look. So in the AfterDark folder, you can see this latex material here. This is the latex material. I'll go ahead and crush this down a little bit so we can see what we're talking about. There we go. This is the latex material. It's using 0.9, super high powered shader and material project that somebody's been working on for a long time. It's really good. But if you want to change the colors, you can see that this is solid black all the way up to the cuffs. Over the cuffs, you want to change its color. It's this bar right here. Change it to a color. Any color you want or desire is available. It changes the entire material across all the pieces of the clothing. We're going to leave it black for now. But we're going to go down to this one that says decals. Here we go. Decals. Decal 0. I collapsed it earlier. Now, Decal 0 has a little bit of an application to it. It has a decal that turns the cuffs black, but lets you adjust the color to anything you want using this slider here. any color you want. Let's go and leave them, bubblegum pink for now. If that's the way you want to go, perfect. I'm not going to do that for now. We're just going to leave it flat black latex, so we're just going to turn that off. If you want to change the sheen on the material, that's going to be down under reflections and specular. It's set for 0.7 and 0.7 metallic and smoothness right now. If you want it to look more metallic, metallic goes up, makes it look more like polished metal. If you want it to look smoother, more like liquid latex, you turn the smoothness up and the metallic down, and it gives a much more slick rubber look. But we're going to leave those as stock right now because it's a look that I like. What can I say? Go ahead and scroll back up and go ahead and lock this material. It's a step that you can do. You can let VR Chat do for you, or you can lock it yourself. It takes less time if you lock it yourself. And material is locked. Now we're going to take a look at the stripe pattern. The stripe pattern is in this folder down here. Stripes. It should be unlocked when you get the package. If it's not, go ahead and unlock it. Then we're going to take this material and drop it onto the 4 parts of the clothing so we can see what they look like. So it's a pretty striped pattern. It's a pretty and a striped pattern. It has a knitted material look to it. It's kind of like the ones I use on the Rascal. What can I say? I like the look. They look cozy, they look comfy, and let's go ahead and take a look at these here. Now, this material setup, it's a little more complicated than material. So we scroll down through it. If you want to change the color of the stripes, you can do it in Unity. It's this bar right here. Any color you like. Actually, that's not a bad color right there. There are a few other options in here for it. It does have an ambient occlusion map because some of the shadowing doesn't quite work right unless it has an ambient occlusion in darker places. So that's the reason why that's in there. Reflection and specular. This one is mapped, so this is not one you really want to adjust. But if you want to play with it a little bit, see if you can get a slightly different look, be my guest. Once you've chosen the color you like, you're going to go ahead and lock the material, just like that. All right, and as you can see, it's still applied to the body. We want to make sure that we go back to the original material that we had on the body before we apply anything. So we want to drag this latex back onto the 4 parts of the body, of the clothing, before we do anything else. Now I'm going to do this extra step. I'm going to put Gogo Loco on it so we can see it move a little bit beyond. Otherwise, it'll be a static model. We won't have any motion to it while we're testing it. So now you're actually ready to test. If having the clothing on right now is not something you're wanting to see in Unity, you can turn them off individually. It will be underneath the Raptor AfterDark. This is the one that we dropped into the hierarchy on the Raptor. Arm, shift click, thong, and then deselect all of them. Don't turn them all off. They're not going anywhere. They're still there. You can still see them in the hierarchy. Go ahead and select the Raptor. If you do not have a gesture manager somewhere in scene, you can create one by going up to Tools, Gesture Manager Emulator, since we talked about it earlier. It'll create this guy right here. Select this, turn off all the other Raptors you're not using, and hit Interplay Mode. When you go into play mode, let it do its thing. It's doing all its background mesh rewrites. It's changing the bones to make them all fit. It's adding the scripts that are necessary to make all the gestures work. Go back to scene. Let's crush this down so you guys can see it a little bit. And now if we go through, you can see this down here. This looks exactly like it would in VR Chat. Expressions, After Dark, arm warmers, leg warmers, tail warmer, thong. Looks good, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and give it some motion so we can actually make sure that this is all working properly. Let's go ahead and do a little dance, shall we? Dance. So you can see that all the clothing is mesh mapped. It's doing its thing. If we go back and even look at the body adjustments that it comes with, body adjustments, upper body, oops, upper body, tail size, boob size if you like, hip size, pecs. Let's go back a layer and then go back into play mode. you can actually see that all these are fitting quite well on the body, and it doesn't have any major clipping anywhere. There is occasionally when you bend in certain directions, like you're trying to, I don't know, lick your feet or something. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of clipping on the inner thighs and on the thong. That's just the way it is. But let's go back into the After Dark. We can change to the stripes. Same application as the other ones that I have made for other models, but this is how this works. It works really, really well, and you're ready for upload now. If you want to, at this point, if you wanted to upload it, go right ahead. Go ahead and exit play mode. Go into VRChat SDK and go ahead and fire away. And you're ready to go back onto VRChat. I will say that there is no automatic anti-clipping for genitalia on the thong, but just turn it off. What can I say? You can also add a few scripts, but they're really super complicated unless you actually have the model that you're working with. You can't really do it in a package like this without breaking things. But anyway, it's been fun. I hope you guys have fun with the Raptor now that you have some clothing, and I will see you guys next time with whatever project comes up next. And remember, stay wiggly.